It's the end of an era, y'all. End of an era. Over in Evanston, Illinois. Not quite Chicago, but Evanston, Illinois. Fat Pat Fitzgerald is out as head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats. That is significant. Northwestern, as I was growing up, was a nobody. They were unheard of. They were a have not. Fat Pat Fitzgerald. I keep calling him fat. I don't know why. Pat Fitzgerald came in as a football player, became one of the first few players that I remember going to the NFL from Northwestern. Came back, got Northwestern to the Rose Bowl as a coach. Where did it all go wrong? So apparently there's this thing called running, which when I think of running, I think of your feet moving and, you getting up and down somewhere. But apparently for Northwestern, that means something entirely different. So when these lower classes, like freshmen or so, make mistakes on the practice field, on the game field, they get held down and dry humped amongst other things. So this is my first question. Why, when it comes to hazing, you always got to do something gay? Like why can't you just beat somebody up? Like why can't you just tie them up and punch them in the stomach or something? Like shave their eyebrows or something. Like, what's with all this dry humping and nakedness and all this kind of stuff? Is this are these repressed feelings coming out to the surface because you can't tell your family certain things about yourself? And I don't even mean that disrespectfully. I just mean that as curious. I'm just curious. Like, why do all these hazing events come with some kind of assault / emasculation? It's pretty disgusting. So Pat Fitzgerald, head coach of Northwestern, there was no proof that he had any inside knowledge that this was going on. But you're the captain of the ship, so you are responsible for everything that happens under your watch, whether you're present or not. Brings me back to Iowa. Kirk Ferentz and the whole racial bias situation that came out a couple of years ago. How did he keep his job? Like, especially in this era that we're in now, where everything is just offensive to the max. Everybody calls for everybody's job. Like, even with what I just said less than 2 minutes ago, somebody might be like, yo, YouTube, take him off of there. But I don't know how he survived. So Pat Fitzgerald initially got suspended for 2 weeks, unpaid. It's July. Media day hasn't even happened yet. More or less, that was a slap on the wrist until we just got the news about an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago, that he's out of there. But I bring up Ferentz because he's still there. And not only is he still there, but Iowa's been pretty bad offensively the last couple of years with his son as the offensive coordinator. And he gets to keep his job even after he brought that type of attention to the university. What's going on at these universities? Like, we already got Iowa gambling, between Iowa and Iowa State, 41 baseball players or athletes were removed from their teams. What's happening with college sports? Pat Fitzgerald is out at Northwestern, so I'm just waiting for the next shoe to drop. There's got to be something somewhere else. We heard about the hazing at New Mexico State last year. And this is new, I guess, like if you ever been a part of band, fraternities, sororities, hazing kind of comes with the territory. So I think this was one of those situations where Pat Fitzgerald had an idea that hazing was going on, but it goes back to the boys will be boys thing, which of course only works for a certain demographic in America anyway. But I don't know what he knew and didn't know. We'll find out more, I'm sure, over the next couple of weeks. But you have to lose your job once it's proof that these things are happening. So where does Northwestern go from here? You know, they beat Nebraska last year and then proceeded to lose every other game on the schedule. So, you know, it's going to be interesting times in Evanston, not quite Chicago. Should he have been fired? I say yes. What say you?